Yeah, so you start a transition group by inviting people to talk about the issues of climate change and peak oil. And then from that, you evolve into talking about what actions you can do in the town, what the people of the town are passionate about seeing happen, how that relates to...
What your vision of the town is.
Yeah, big ideas, small ideas, whether it's, transport through too many cars coming through the centre of your town and how you can find alternatives to that, to energy in the houses or local food growing. And so you start doing litter picking and films and try and educate the community. And then from that, you start to gain momentum, you start to break out into focus groups on these actions that need to be done, on these topics that people are passionate about having done. And then in order to open up to the wider community, you have a great unleashing, which is what today's event's been all about. It's about celebrating an extravaganza way of what we have done so far, the ideas and the visions that we would like to see happen for the whole community, and invite more people to get involved. And if it's health that they're interested in, then they can come and join the health group that we've got going, or if it's about energy, they come and join the energy group.
There's action groups, so the food group, for example, is working out how to support local businesses, local producers, suppliers, how to get people growing more, educate them in gardening, these kind of things. You're not kind of teaching people to build the wheel, it's kind of, the skills are out there, it's just connecting, say, somebody who's worked this land in this area for 50 years with somebody who's just starting out, or kind of reconnecting the fact that 90% of our fruit is imported when we can grow so much of it here, but just nobody buys it.
Well, we're Simon and Jane Brooke, and we have a small farm called Merrick's Farm, which, as the crow flies, is about 500 metres from where we're standing now. It's a tiny farm, about 20 acres, 22 acres. We predominantly grow organic vegetables on an area of about 4 acres outside, with quite a lot of polytunnels, which helps us through the winter seasons as well. And we'll try and grow anything and everything that is possible to grow in England. So in the season we'll go from anything from tomatoes to carrots to chili peppers to cauliflowers. We supply locally up to 12 miles distance from the farm. We love the idea of transition towns. We are incredibly local. Our fellow organic growers around the country always say that you can find a good market for organic veg, but the hardest thing is to get the local people who are nearest to your farm to come to the farm.
Trying to engage with everybody is what the purpose is. It's not exclusive in any way, shape or form. It's about getting everybody involved, because if the community doesn't act as a whole, then eventually it's going to break down. You're not actually going to get to your vision that you have for 20 years down the line unless everybody's there.
It's really getting to the point of not seeing that money is at the base of everything. And today we're trying to demonstrate with a physical display of how Free Cycle works. So we've asked people to come along and write down something they might want to offer from home, too big to bring along. And then, somebody else might come along and think, oh, I'd like that. Just ring them up, yeah, I'll come and collect it. It's as easy as that, really. And it really is ecologically sound. It gets a little bit more mileage out of the item.
Economic growth has generally, over the past 50 years, been tied to extraction of resources. So you need more oil, you need more metal, you need this, and it's only recently that this kind of idea has started to go out the window and people have to reassess the economics of it.
Yeah, the energy flow is really good. It really ties into our whole ethic of valuing what we have, because the last 20, 30 years has been all about getting more, having more, and just chucking out immediately the thing that you've grown out of, the computer or whatever's gone out of fashion.
But then you think, kind of, if everybody in this community, which is, let's say, about 2,000 people, did one thing or spent a couple of hours every week just doing something for the community, could you imagine the kind of the range and the kind of success that you could create in 5 years if everybody just did one simple thing? Yeah,
and every little thing helps, totally.
Yeah.
Got out of the rat race. We used to live in Surrey. We moved down to Somerset 10 years ago, and we've been looking around for a chunk of land for a little while, and finally we've got our hands on it. because we're doing the smoothie stall, we first of all we've planted up with a load of fruit, and then we're going to go into vegetables, and mainly along the sort of self-sufficiency route, really, just to get ourselves out of the humdrum and try and promote it, really, you know, on a local level. I think the local thing has got to come back. This is what transition is all about, isn't it? It's getting people to come back to the local sort of side of things rather than it being national or global. I think that's where we don't like the globalist, capitalist sort of kind of way. We like the you know, the nice, small, friendly, help each other out sort of thing. It'd be nice to see barter come back into things somewhere along the line as well, so that people can trade skills rather than working for money all the time. You know, that would be a nice thing to see. So.
Because we can't continue on the way that society is going, but with transition towns, it's a way of using what we've got already to the best ability so that we can find local solutions and engage in this conversation with people in our neighbourhood.
Yeah, it's not about going back to the past, which is a slight misconception.
But it's good to be able to go back to the past and celebrate what did work and where we have become and have given up on that because we thought it wasn't good, and so we've become so much removed from the successful aspects of the past. It's about engaging with what did work with what we have become today and embracing both together to create a positive future that is sustainable for now and next generations.
It's that blend of traditional and modern kind of technologies.
My personal perspective from a renewable energy direction is that it's really going to come home to people when the gas and the electricity bill and the oil prices go really sky high, you know, and that'll be driven by the peak oil, which is one major half of the whole transition towns thing. So I would say that the biggest problem with renewable energies at the moment is the government and their lack of support for it. So we need government support, and we need it now.
People really want to engage in their community, and these kind of issues they hear in the news and the media all the time, and it seems quite removed from them. But when you bring it down to a local level, then people can see what resources they have, what skills they have to bring to the community in ways that combat the issues of peak oil and climate change.
Peak oil's probably the most overlooked issue that is going to have the most profound effect on all of our lives, well, imaginable, really. You kind of think that you wake up in the morning and you're in a bed that sheets have been transported from India using oil, your duvet or your bed's probably plastic made of oil, you're using a plastic toothbrush, again oil, right the way through to the end of the day when you're kind of having your meal that's been flown in from Kenya or South Africa, whatever. Every single action that you do throughout the day, from driving to work, driving back, working on your computer, everything that kind of underpins our society is because of the age of oil, and the cheap oil especially.
It's about having the choices to make a difference now or being forced into something that we might not want to be part of. And I think that's another reason why transition towns are being so successful, is that people are realising that they have the control to shape the future rather than being enforced into a society or a lifestyle that they don't want.
Yeah. Well, if you imagine a world without oil, you put yourself 20 years in the future, what would you like the world around you to become like? Then take yourself back. How do we make that happen?